mateys. Welcome to the beach at Stoneham Barns. I've heard that you want to be part of my crew. Is that true? I can't hear you. Louder? There we go. That's a big yes, I heard. Well, if you want to be part of my crew, you need to learn my special pirate song. And that's the song that everybody has to learn before they join my crew. Are you up for the challenge? I said, are you up for the challenge? There we go, that's what I like to hear. Some nice enthusiasm. Right, I'm gonna get this first track to play and you can sing along with me. I'm gonna put the words underneath me so you can sing along to the song. There we go. Oh, a pirate's life is a wonderful life, sailing over the sea. Give me a career as a buccaneer, that's the pirate's life for me. Oh, a pirate's life for me. Oh, that's good. I can hear you. Oh, a pirate's life is a wonderful life. They'll never bury your bones. And when it's all over, the Jolly Sea Rover goes to his friend Davy Jones. Oh, his good old friend Davy Jones. Oh, well done, boys and girls. That was absolutely fantastic. Now, I hope you remember that song because we'll be coming back to it later on in the little meeting with I. Right, I think I can trust you. Well, I need to get out of here because there's quite a few people looking around that don't want to see me, and I don't want to see them either. So I'm going to take you down into the cabin of the ship. Come with me. Well, here we are, boys and girls, back in my cabin. The cabin of my ship. Now, this is a very special place where only the most trusted crew members are allowed. So think yourself very lucky. Now, I've been told I need to do something special for you today. So this is why, A, we're down here. But I thought, you know, it'd be pretty cool to show you all of my treasure. Well, the most valuable treasure I've got. I've got them all down here. Let me go and get them. Now, it might just seem like a simple bead bracelet, but to me, this is so special. Because I met my pirating hero, Captain Jack Sparrow. You might have heard of him. And he was very kind enough to give me this beautiful bracelet. You know what, boys and girls? I'm gonna put this on for you now. Look at that. That's how special today is. On my first ever voyage, we found this. The most beautiful cross with a gem. And this is really special, as I said, because it's for my first ever voyage. Yes, it was spectacular. There was this massive ship. And we took it down with the cannons and guns. It was absolutely amazing. One of the biggest achievements in my pirating career. But yes, this really is a thing of beauty, don't you think? Anyway, the next and the final piece of the most prized treasure I have. This beautiful gem. Well, this isn't no ordinary gem. No, I found this when I went on a treasure hunt for the first time. I had to use my treasure map to find X. Because what does X marks? It marks the spot! And yes, 'twas true. Under that X I digged. And I digged and I dug and I digged. And I found this. Along with some other stuff. But this was the most valuable. Of course, me being the captain, I had to keep this, didn't I? Mwah. Absolutely special. And now, just any story. A pirating story. Let's start at the beginning. And because of all the sea salt going into my eyes, I'm a bit blind. So I'm gonna need to put my glasses on to read this. Hang on. Right, here we go. I tell you what, boys and girls, it's quite hard to handle a book when you've only got one hand and an hook. It's quite hard. Right, here we go. Oh. There we go. Chapter 1. Shiver me timbers! roared Captain Snatchit, swinging his cutlass around his head. "Shiver me timbers!" squawked Neptune from the captain's shoulder, ducking to avoid the cutlass. "There's a ship on the horizon! Raise the anchor, you scabby gutter snipes!" The captain bellowed to his crew. Swearing and cursing, the pirate crew pulled up the anchor. Their boat, the Sea Slug, began to lurch through the waves. Neptune flew to the top of the tallest mast to take a look at the other ship. "It's a big one!" he squawked down to the captain. "It's the biggest scabby ship in the whole scabby sea!" "Hoist the sails, you plug ugly rabble!" yelled the captain at his crew. "We'll be rich by tea time." The pirates began to hoist the sails. Neptune swayed on the high perch as the Sea Slug tossed and rolled. They watched the distant ship draw nearer and nearer. It was the biggest ship they'd ever seen. "Stone the crows!" the parrot squawked. "It's a blinking monster!" "Stone the ravens!" grasped Neptune. "It's got thousands of blinking sailors." "Excellent!" roared the captain. "All the more men for us to rob." Neptune stared at the ship. Beneath his feathers, he turned pale. "Stone the albatross!" he screeched. "It's 100 blinking stinking cannons!" "Shut up, you lily-liver bird-brain!" bellowed Captain Snatchit. "Men, get ready to attack!" The pirates grabbed their cutlasses and pistols. They waved them wildly, roaring dreadful oaths. "Wait!" screamed Neptune. "Stop! Turn around! It's a scabby battleship!" But nobody could hear Neptune. All of a sudden, cannon fire boomed out like thunder. Smoke billowed from the cannons on the battleship. Crunch went the Sea Slug. It'd been hit by 100 cannonballs. Boom went the cannons a second time. Splosh went a dozen men into the sea. "Man the scabby lifeboat!" shouted Captain Snatchit. "Jump into it, you gormless guppies!" The remaining pirates barged each other onto the scrambled lifeboat. Boom went the cannons for a third time. Snap went the tallest mast. Neptune was nearly thrown into the surging ocean. The waves leapt up to grasp him. Just in time, he managed to float upwards and away. The cannons were still booming. The Sea Slug was sinking fast. Captain Neptune and his pirates all squeezed into the lifeboat, cursing. They rowed away as fast as they could. "Wait for me!" screeched Neptune. When he tried to land on the lifeboat, Captain Snatchit whacked him with an oar. "Get lost, you scabby stowaway!" he yelled. "There's no room for you here!" Hurt and bewildered, Neptune flapped away. He flew up, higher and higher above the noise and smoke, frantically looking for a place of safety. All he could see for miles around was grey, cold, churning water. He was just about to give up when far away, into the distance, he saw a small green island. With wary wings, he set off towards it. Chapter 2. Neptune was nearly exhausted by the time he reached the island. It took the last of his strength to flutter over to the beach and collapse onto the nearest tree. After a while, he recovered enough to look around. The island was covered in tall, lush, dripping jungle. It rang with howls and screeches. The howls came from the monkeys dangling and swinging in the trees, but the screeches came from parrots, bright green, red and yellow. A flock flew past Neptune. "How are you?" cried one. "I'm Neptune. I've just landed." "Well, don't hang about here," the parrot said. "The figs are ripe." Neptune joined the flock of parrots. Soon he was feasting on ripe figs. Not just figs. There were mangoes, dates and pawpaw. He couldn't believe his luck. No more maggoty ship's biscuits. He could eat his fill of ripe fruit. No more dodging careless cutlasses. The monkeys were easy to dodge. No more kicks and curses from Captain Snatchet. For the other parrots were a friendly bunch and welcomed Neptune. This was a parrot's paradise. When he met a beautiful female parrot called Liana, his happiness was complete. He never mentioned his former pirate life to the other parrots. He stopped saying pieces of eight and shiver me timbers and started talking proper parrot language instead. Life was wonderful. He even began to think about setting a nest. Oh! Then one day, a battered boat washed up on shore. Out jumped Captain Snatchet and his men. They'd spent 3 weeks rowing around in circles, living off ship's biscuits and raw fish. They were starving, smelly, and in a very, very bad mood. "Come on, you scabby centipedes!" yelled Captain Snatchet and his crew. "I want a cabin, I want a fire, and I want food. Up to it!" The pirates grabbed their cutlasses and set off into the jungle, shouting horrible oaths. They slashed fruit off the trees and gobbled it up. They trampled the rest into the ground. Then they fetched an axe and began to chop trees down to build cabins. They lit fires and shot monkeys and ate them for supper. The parrots heard the commotion. They flew down to the shore to find out what was going on. Neptune perched in a tree and peered through the leaves. He was horrified when he saw Captain Snatchet. "Shiver me timbers! It's Scabby Snatchet!" he squawked. All the other parrots turned around and looked at him with surprise. "What?" said the female parrot. Shiver me timbers. It's pirate language." "You speak pirate language?" she asked in astonishment. "It just slipped out. Sorry." Neptune shuffled onto his perch, feeling quite ashamed. "You mean you used to live on a pirate ship?" "I'm afraid so," said Neptune. "So, what else can you say in pirate language?" "Walk the plank. Fish food," mumbled Neptune. "And over the loot oil. Shave your earlugs with a rusty razor." Lots of stuff like that. He hid his head under his wing with embarrassment. Down below, they heard the captain bellow, "Those scabby trees are in our way! Chop them down and throw them on the flaming fire!" Neptune was overcome with shame to think he'd been on one of those ships. The other parrots would all hate him now. "We gotta get rid of them," announced the female parrot. "Agreed!" all the parrots squawked. "I suppose that means you'll have to get rid of me as well," said Neptune miserably. "Certainly not," she said. "We need your help." "My help? What can I do? They've got cutlasses and pistols. You've no idea how nasty they can be," wailed Neptune. "They've got no idea how clever we can be," said his girlfriend calmly. "Everybody gather around and listen. This is what we do." Chapter 3. An hour later, the parrots all flew up from the trees. They formed a huge, bright flock with Neptune at its head. On silent wings, without a single squawk, they glided downwards towards the pirates' camp. They settled in the trees on every side. The pirates were too busy chopping logs and making fires to notice them. Captain Snatcher didn't see them either. He was too busy tucking into his roast monkey. Neptune took a deep breath. Then he began to screech. But this wasn't ordinary parrot screech. This was pirate language. "Drop your scabby weapons, you yellow-bellied, earwig-eating toads!" he shrieked, "or I'll chop you into more slices than a cucumber!" "What?" Captain Snatchet's mouth fell open. Then hundreds of parrots joined from all sides, screaming at the top of their voices, "Scram, you horrible lot, or we'll pickle your eyeballs and toast your toes for breakfast!" The pirates stared around wildly. They could hear hundreds of vicious pirate voices all around. Yet, there was no one to be seen. There's nobody here. There's nobody here, Captain! They quivered, terrified. What the plank? Fish food! Screeched the pirates hidden in the trees. Go jump in the scabby sea, you turnip-headed twists! Who is it? Who's there? Cried Captain Snatchit. We're the ghosts of hundreds of hideous, heartless pirates, and you knobbly-nosed nincompoop. Captain Snatch's eyes bulged. Ghosts! We're on a haunted island. I'm off. And he sprinted to the lifeboat. At once, all the other pirates all raced after him. They tumbled into the boat, on top of each other, swearing and cursing. No one wanted to be left behind. Row, you jabbering jellyfish, row! Yelled Captain Snatchit. The boat pulled away from the shore. The sound of the pirates' curses slowly faded. At last, the lifeboat was a distant, black smudge on the deep blue sea. The island was peaceful once more. In fact, it was more peaceful than it had ever been. All the pirates were so hoarse they could hardly squawk. But they were delighted. They've gone, croaked Neptune. We did it! We certainly did, Liana whispered. Yo-ho and shiver me timbers, matey. The end. Now that is actually a very famous pirate story. And that's one of my favourites to read around the campfire when we're all having a bit of low morale before we go out. Now, as I said, I hope you remember those words for the song, because we're going to sing it once more before we go. I'm going to take my glasses off, because they're making my eyes hurt. There we go, just put them in my pocket. Are you ready to sing the pirate song once more? I can't hear you. Are you ready, kids? And here we go. Oh, a pirate's life is a wonderful life for sailing over the sea. Give me a career as a buccaneer, it's a pirate's life for me. Oh, a pirate's life for me. Come on, you can do better than that. Oh, a pirate's life is a wonderful life. They'll never bury a bones. And when it's all over, the Jolly Sea Rover goes to its friend Davy Jones. Oh, his good old friend Davy Jones. Hey! Well done, boys and girls. That was even better than the first time. I didn't think that were possible. I am so proud of you. I tell you what, it's been absolutely lovely meeting you now. Captain Danger! Okay, right, I'm coming. Right, there's enemies just overhead. I don't want you to get caught up in all of this. So I will see you later. Thank you so much. And remember, shiver me timbers!